Well, hello there. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do a really quick review on my SmittyBilt stainless steel hinges.
So last year I finally replaced my factory hinges. They were in rough shape to say the least. But instead of spending $1,000 on Mopar replacements, I spent 1/3 of that price on a set of SmittyBilt stainless steel hinges. Even though I do have a lot of SmittyBilt stuff on my Jeep, I'm not their biggest fan.
So I've had my hinges on for just about a year now, and most importantly, they've gone through one winter. And winters in Canada, well, they tend to be kind of salty.
In addition to salty roads, I did a lot of winter wheeling. Now the trunk roads tend to be somewhat easier on the undercarriage in the winter, but summertime is a different story. In addition to being pelted with sand, the hinges weathered an onslaught of rocks and pebbles. The varying terrain that I ran on was definitely a good test for year one on the hinges. So how did they hold up? From the outside, they actually look pretty good. But what about the internals? To find out, I removed my door. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of driving doorless, so the doors have not been removed since the initial install. As you can see, the door came off with minimal effort.
As far as the doors themselves go, there's no sag. There's been no sag at all. The door is still closed the same as when I installed them. And most importantly, there's no squeaking or groaning when I open the door. So for me, part of my annual maintenance procedure is to just re-lube these real quick. It's super easy. I just pop out the door and give it, a shot of fresh lithium grease.
I didn't lube these brass inserts. I don't think they rotate inside the assembly. They were relatively free of corrosion, but if you're in a very salty environment, you may want to consider some lube for these, or possibly even anti-seize. The internals were all in really good shape.
If there is one negative though, it's probably that bottom screw. If you over tighten it, the door has a lot of resistance and has a tendency of squeaking. If you under tighten it, it's very loose. So I'm not super impressed with that bottom bolt, but just keep the whole assembly clean and just use a little bit of red Loctite, and it's not like they're gonna fall out. So if I had to pick one negative, that would probably be it.
While I had everything apart, I decided to add some fresh lithium grease. I like to keep the threads clean so that the thread lock is most effective. Putting the door back on was actually a bit more of a pain than getting it off. As I mentioned, I'm not the biggest fan of the lower bolt. Be sure to use red thread lock and don't over tighten them. As a test, make sure the door swings freely, preferably without squeaking and groaning and other random noises. One thing I am going to monitor is the finish. The gravel roads are really hard on hinges of any kind, but I have noticed a few chips here. It might be time for a touch-up soon, but I'll keep y'all posted.
At the end of the day, 2 thumbs up for the SmittyBilt stainless steel door hinges. It definitely came in handy, given that factory hinges are, so crazy expensive through Mopar. Definitely recommend the SmittyBilt hinges. It might be one of SmittyBilt's only good products, to be honest. I mean, they call them ShittyBuilt for a reason, but at the end of the day, these aren't ShittyBuilt. These are fairly decently built. Anyways, I hope you like this quick review of my SmittyBilt hinges. If you did, give me a like, send me a comment or two. Let me know how I'm doing on my channel, and don't forget to subscribe. And it's almost summer trail season for me, so hopefully I'll see y'all out on the trails. I'm out of here.